mental wellness impacts every aspect of our lives.
We're all driven by that purpose to help people feel better.
Today, mental wellness is the most important thing.
There's lots of hype in the direct selling industry right now, and that's never been what I'm about. I'm here for the substance and the depth, and that's what Amari is.
Financial stress,
loneliness,
too little sleep.
Burnout is at an all-time high.
We're leading a mission that nobody else is doing, but everybody needs.
The links between diet, biochemistry, and psychology.
Some scientists call it your second brain.
I was looking for something that would create an impact in the world.
People and homes and communities are better off optimizing their mental wellness.
We have created something that can give people hope on a whole new level.
I was starting to see the positive and the gratitude through that.
These issues around mental wellness, around feeling our best, can really benefit from the natural ingredients that are out there in the world.
I did a complete 180.
My entire family was back to normal.
Mental wellness has become the biggest global conversation with regards to human health.
Whether it's a financial situation, a lack of time situation, if we don't make a change, we're not going to see a change.
Amare means to love. It's loving yourself, it's loving your community, but it's also being a steward of the earth.
Sounds very grandiose, right? It sounds like we're changing the world, and we are.
Amare Global will be acquiring Kayani, a globally recognized health and wellness business in more than 50 countries.
Creating that opportunity all across the world for all people, that's the heartbeat of Amari.
Welcome to another exciting and empowering business leadership and system training or BLAST. Of course, brought to you by Alpha Leaders and Builders, your ALB family.
I appreciate so much yung pong sakripisyo na ginagawa ng ALB sa grupo ko, sa grupo nating lahat. Ang tanong ko po sa ating lahat na nandito ngayon, meron po ba tayong pangarap?
Are you ready to align?
Yeah, show me what you got.
Yes, we are.
I ain't running from the sweat of the pain.
You should align for our health. Kailangan po naka-align din yung ating kalusugan.
Huwag po tayong magtipid, lalo na sa health po na. Kasi mas mahal po ma-ospital.
Winning out there in the field, sharing the opportunity, our products, starts by winning here.
If you think you're so high.
Maraw, umulan, huwag po nating tignan yun. Yung pagod na yun, maraming kapalit.
Yeah, show me what you got.
Your health is an investment. It is not an expense. Invest in your health.
So, nung pinatak sa akin yung extreme sa ilalim ng dila ko, minutes lang, nagkaboses ako. Ganun ka-effective yung product.
Lately, I'm very proud. 6.5 plus, it's 5.5.
Yun!
Hindi po talaga makakapaniwala. Ako
Guys.
ilang taon na, 10 years, 15 years na akong may diabetes. Hindi ako makapaniwala.
Nakita niyo to? We do kayani not just for our business. To save lives.
And ako po, si Tolitz Jr. na nagsasabi na the distance of your dreams to reality is called action.
Are we all alive?
Ang BP ko po is 220 over 140.
Sa ngayon po, makilala.
Ngayon po is 143 over 85.
Grabe.
Pag sinabing ALB, lagi niyong naririnig may system. Pero if I will ask you, anong system ng ALB?
Alam niyo ba na walang perfect timing? Wala pong perfect timing. Ikaw ang gagawa ng tamang timing.
Kasi nag-produce na to ng mga taong successful. Proven way na paano ko pumunta dun sa gusto mong puntahan.
Kasi dapat ang goal sinusulat yan. Kasi pag sinulat mo yan, sa'yo na yan.
Dapat po, yung ipopost mo sa GC, yung nag-a-add value. Tama? Focus ka dun sa mga tao na makakapulot ng value sa'yo.
Ramdam ko yung passion mo kasi because of that.
Yes, at dahil po doon, mas marami pong natutunan.
Commitment. We commit to do what needs to be done, whatever it takes. We love, support, protect, and treat each other as a family. If you're ALB, you should be dynamic. Ramdam nila na ALB ka.
Dahil na-feel ko ho dito na yung family na tumutulong, tas nandyan sila. Kahit malayo pa yan.
Family, help your team to achieve their goal.
We are learning and improving in everything that we do. Constantly grow. Ang gusto lang namin, mag-grow ka. Kung sino ka ngayon, bukas, makalawa, iba ka na.
Hindi naman ako nagpunta dito dahil sa mga bago. Nagpunta ako dito dahil sa mga leader.
Pagpalain ho kayo ng may kapal kasi yung puso niyong tumulong is wala hong kapalit. Kahit ang layo ng pinupuntahan nila, talagang pupuntahan ka talaga para yung full support nila, ibibigay po nila.
Kapag ipinapasa niyo po yung pangarap niyo sa ibang tao, ine-expand mo yung para makuha yun.
Productivity, the value that will bring success in your team.
I hate good and average. Hindi pwedeng good. Hindi pwedeng enough lang. We want excellence. You have to be the best version of yourselves. May kaya ka pang ibuga. Kaya mo pa yung i-push.
Kung gusto natin mag-rank up, trabahuin natin ngayong buwan.
Integrity. We do things with utmost integrity at all times. Accountable ka sa desisyon mo. Accountable ka sa sinasabi mo. Accountable ka sa tao. You have to have alignment with the people you are working with. Hindi ikaw ang a-align sa kanila, make them align to our system.
Okay, salun at kadatuyo amin. To those who are tuning in here on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook Live, a healthy morning. So whether it's nighttime there, it's always morning because there are also always opportunity everywhere we go. I'm excited. Are you excited? The Zainab Magmanwa, Amy Bon, welcome sa ating TikTok Live and to my many friends all over the world, welcome. I'm quite excited. I'm Danilo Quinto. I'm a wellness coach and a wellness researcher. I've had many years of experiencing a very healthy lifestyle, and I do a lot of research. And with this, I would hope to share some of those experiences and researches to you, my wellness friends all over the world. Okay, now for this time, I'll be talking about the first defense system of our body. I studied under an eminent doctor and scientist, Dr. William Lee of the Angiogenesis Foundation. And so the first defense system I'll be talking about is actually angiogenesis. Okay, alam ba natin yun? Now, this is defined as the body's ability to grow and maintain our blood vessels. Importante kaya ang blood vessels? Well, definitely, lahat tayo mayroong blood vessels. There's nobody here that doesn't have any blood vessel. And so, it's very important that we maintain it, not only grow new blood vessels, that's angiogenesis, but many times to cut it off or trim it down. That's anti-angiogenesis, meaning we have to keep it in balance. Yun yung para din sinasabi ni Dr. Sean Talbot, kailangan may harmony, may balance or what we call homeostasis. Ayan, nabubulol na tayo, di ba? And did you know that many times, a lot of chronic diseases, they hijack the body's ability to grow new blood vessels so that they can develop into tumors even. I'll be talking about that a while ago. Blood vessels we can call the vessels of life. Did you know that when the egg and sperm met in the womb of your mom and you started growing, actually even before conception, the mom already developed blood vessels in her womb to prepare for the eventuality na baka merong maging newborn doon. And while the fetus is developing, the first thing that actually is being developed is blood vessels. Nauuna. So that's how important it is. Now, blood vessels come from the big ones, yung nandito sa heart natin, up to the smallest ones which are called capillaries. Mamaba join. Welcome, Mamaba. Okay, capillaries, mga lilit. They're even tinier than our hair. Ganun kalilit yan, so much so that according to research, it's more than 60,000 million miles. Pag end-to-end can circle the globe twice, basically. So, there are blood vessels in our muscles. Yun ang kailangan ng maraming blood vessels in the muscles, in the brain, in our heart, in our liver, and in our kidneys. Okay, so what is developing? The baby is developing those blood vessels so that when it comes out, already developed na yun. But you know what? Before actually it gets born into this world, the anti-angiogenesis has to kick in to slow down those building up of the blood vessels. So kailangan, pag blood vessels, you're talking about blood vessels be created, naka-on, pwede rin may slow down, and pwede rin i-cut off. Now we're going to be talking about that now. Let me give a concrete example. For example, you have a wound, meron kang sugat, nagkasugat ka. So what happens? Definitely, when may sugat ka, nawala na yung supply ng blood vessels natin. And so automatically, the body senses it and it sends a signal first to the immune system so that pupunta sila doon to make sure that the wound, kailangan clean yun. Then afterwards, they put scabs, nagiging scabs yun eh. And the body starts growing new blood vessels into the wound. And so, after some time, okay na naman. Diba? So, our body really knows it's a wonderful wonderful machine, kung sabihin na natin. Very amazing, so much so that as I have studied it and researched on it, na-amaze ako lagi eh. Because our body has defense systems that make sure that we are still always going to be healthy. Welcome, Dr. Tess Torreja. Yan, idol ko yan, si Dr. Tess, si Amy Bond, si Zainib, mga idols ko yung mga yan eh. And thank you, they're joining. Rhea is there. And user 919. Okay, welcome. And to those also from YouTube. Now, you know what? Let me talk about cancer. Kasi alam nyo, ang cancer, did you know that cancer can happen because of excess blood vessels? Now, basically, they tell us that sa ating katawan, all of us, we have very microscopic cancer cells. But then, for many of us, they don't really develop unless there's extra stress from inside us or from the environment and nasira yung ating DNA, nag-mutate, so much so na nag-express yung cancers. Lumabas na ganyan. Pero what they do basically is since at the start, wala silang masyadong blood vessels na papunta sa kanila. But cancer cells are just like any ordinary cell. They need blood so that they can grow. So what do? Mahusay din itong mga cancer cells. They hijack the mechanism for producing or telling the body to produce blood vessels. Kagaya nung when there's a wound, they hijack that message to the body so that they can get the blood vessels into them. They're called the growth factor signals in wound healing. So they hijack that, papunta na ngayon sa kanila. And so that's how cancers grow. So much so that according to research, they can grow 16,000 times in 2 weeks. Okay, so you just imagine, nag-grow na yung cancer cell. But the real problem actually, because at that time, ang tawag pa lang doon ay tumor. Just a tumor eh. So much so that as a tumor, you can actually have the opportunity to remove it. Pwede yan sa surgery. Surgery yan, kanya lang, the same blood vessels that supply blood to the tumor, to the growing cancer cell, is also the same route na paglabas niya, lalabas yung mga cancer cells through the same blood vessels. And that becomes a big problem. Because when it goes into the main circulatory system, it is now what is termed medically as nagme-metastasize. Umano napunta na sa main blood vessels natin, ano na yan, kakalat na yan kung saan na pupunta yan. And that becomes a problem. That's when it metastasizes. And so, after some time, if there's nothing much that we can really do about it, meron yung surgery, meron yung chemotherapy, meron yung radiation. But if the blood vessels continue to support it, after some time, the person that has that can expire. Usually magagawa yung the cancer cells just overwhelm the defenses of the body. But you know what? In a little while, I'll tell you how that can be, in a way, prevented. At the same time, meron din yung mga ways wherein it can be stopped, actually. And that is called anti-angiogenesis. Now, according to Dr. William Lee, many drug companies have already designed some drugs. They are called anti-angiogenic drugs. The first one they discovered many years ago, they developed it, was called interferon. So interferon actually is an angiogenic drug, which is already approved by the FDA in the United States. And by 2004, it was already quite in the mainstream, this angiotherapy that they called it, so much so that the FDA said it will now become the fourth mode of cancer therapy. The first one is surgery, then chemotherapy, and then radiation. And the fourth one is angio drugs that target the anti-angiogenesis capacity to cut off blood vessels. Did you know? Okay, let me see. Tete, Johan, Rosred, join. Rosred, yes. Welcome. Welcome. And to our friends in YouTube and on Facebook. If you have any questions, by the time I end this, I'm sure si Coach Amy can ask the questions. Anyone can ask questions, and I'll do my best to answer it. If I know it, I'll definitely answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll make sure I also tell you. Okay? Now, excessive angiogenesis, meaning yung excessive na paggawa ng blood vessels ng ating katawan, because that can happen because of certain stress ka, eating the wrong kinds of food, environmental radiation, and other factors, ay masisira yung balance ng it becomes nag-i-spread na ganyan, na kailangan naman hindi. Now, excessive angio, according to research, is also part of arthritis and osteoarthritis, because when the body is inflamed because of arthritis, the body releases destructive enzymes which cause a lot of pain. So arthritis, kailangan anti-angiogenesis yun because sobra yung napupunta doon sa kanila. Another one is psoriasis. Did you know that psoriasis is caused by excessive angiogenesis? So what it does is they grow patches of red skin near the top of the skin, which causes a lot of pain and irritation. Yun ang psoriasis. Now, another important fact, we probably don't know it, a lot of us just discovered it after a while, that Alzheimer's, again, let me tell you, welcome bro, Johan, Alzheimer's is excessive and abnormal angiogenesis. So yung Alzheimer's, na-inflame actually yung, especially yung mga brain cells natin, and it is because of excessive na sobrahan. Wrong diet, masyadong na-stress, nasobrahan yung growth of blood vessels, and so after a while, it can cause Alzheimer's disease. Because in doing so, the body releases neurotoxins, mga poison that kills the neurons and the brain cells. Ganun pala nangyayari dun sa Alzheimer's, kaya dahan-dahan tayo ay yung ating nakakain. Okay. Another one, which is quite common nowadays, epidemic, especially in well-developed countries, it's obesity. Hindi lang fat na, obese ang labas. Meaning, yung ating body mass index, a measure of your weight over your height. Kasi baka naman maliit lang tayo, tapos ang laki ng ating fat cells. We can be obese. And did you know what? Obesity, ang problema nito is fat cells, they need blood vessels. Kailangan nila yun. So while they're growing, they'll be requesting, in a way, the body to give them blood vessels. So habang pumupunta yung blood vessels doon, siyempre mas lalo silang lumalaki. And so, para doon, yung mga excessive angiogenesis causes, kailangan, there must be a way to stop them. Now, Other diseases are also formed because of kulang naman na blood vessels. Okay, now let me share with you some of them. Now, one is diabetes. Did you know that excessive, I mean, yung kulang na blood vessels, it slows down, slowed down angiogenesis, especially pag yung blood sugar natin is not managed very well. And so after some time, kulang yung ating blood supply, kulang yung blood vessels doon, hindi natin na ma-manage yung glucose in the blood, then ang labas niyan, diabetes pala. Ganun pala yun. Diba? And I'm sure, of course, you are very eager to learn, paano naman, may dalawang leading cause of death all over the world, not only in the Philippines. Yung heart attack at saka stroke. Diba? Heart attack dito sa heart natin yan. Stroke naman sa brain. So, it happens when the blood vessels are either blocked or they are slowed down. And so, what is needed is angiogenesis has to kick in. The body has to produce blood vessels kasi nakikita na niya na nabablock yun eh. Nabablock niya. And so, what it does is the body will grow new blood vessels that they are called collateral blood vessels. And what they can do is to bypass yung usual route niya. Kasi kung na-block na nito, kukunti na yung ano niya, ganyan, it has to look for other bypasses, collateral vessels, tawag pala noon. But the body will always seek to make ourselves quite healthy. Unfortunately, for many of us, because of excesses, masyadong stress, mali yung kinakain natin, pag na-block talaga yan, one can expire or die of heart attack or stroke. And so it's quite deadly. And that is directly connected with the way we take care of our blood vessels. And so we'll be talking about food in a little while. Kasi sabihin natin, so what can we do? Alam niyo, sabi ni Dr. William Lee, he is a brilliant scientist and a doctor. So when he graduated from Harvard Medical School, so he was assigned into a hospital and he had many patients. So as a young doctor, he saw many veterans, war veterans, who at the top of when they were still quite active in the service, they were very physically fit. And you might even say that quite healthy. But at some time when they were aging, they slowed down. Nag-slow down na sila. So he couldn't really figure out, based on his learnings in medical school, now what happened to them. Some of them developed Alzheimer's. Some of them were already obese. And problema pa, some of them have developed cancers already. Welcome, Vincenzo Tiara. Welcome. Okay. And one of the things he said that his patients always told them that after prescribing pharmaceuticals, for the chronic diseases that they had, the patients always would ask him, okay, doc, so you have prescribed this to us, but what can we do ourselves? What can we do to help ourselves? According to Dr. William Lee, sabi niya, wala siyang answer doon. Di ba? So after coming from the hospital, you get prescribed certain drugs. Ang isang tatanungin mo ay, so aside from this, ano kung pwede kong gawin sa aking sarili? Di ba? I think that's quite a legitimate question. And many times, even our good doctors, they're not able to give a good answer. So what Dr. William did was to research on some commonalities of these common chronic diseases. And so what he saw was there was something that was common in all of these diseases. And he came up with his method, sabi niya, in all of this, meron tayong 5 defense system which if nourished properly, now the word there is nourished, we're talking about nutrients, then definitely those 5 defense systems will be very strong and they can protect us. And would you know what are those? Ayan, yan, okay. Nandun sa screen natin, that's actually a cancer cell in hijacking. Kumukuha siya ng blood vessels. Kinukuha niya yan eh. Okay. Thank you, Gosemi. Thank you for showing that. Okay. And so, sabi niya, alam nyo, yung common denominator of preventing them, we're talking of prevention, not treatment, is food. Food, yung kinakain natin. Wow, you say, talaga, food can strengthen or even weaken our body. Make us either healthy or very unhealthy. So much so, pag unhealthy tayo, madali tayo maka-acquire ng diseases. Now, let me look over my notes. Pero akong notes ito because I might miss something. Okay, now, we're now talking about food. So, meaning food and drinks and other things that we take into our body, which can stop those blood vessels. Yun ang unang pag-uusapan natin. Okay? Everybody okay? Are there any questions up to now? Or maybe you can ask them by and by. So, let us look at some anti-angiogenesis food. Anti-angiogenesis. Now, the first one, I would say is soy. Anybody has drunk soy from soya beans? Mahilig pa tayo ng tofu, mga ganyan, taho, mga gano'n. O galing sa soya. And they found out by research that the Japanese people who drink a lot of soya drinks, mas mababa yung kanilang data on chronic illnesses. And one reason they can trace that to drinking of soya drinks. Now, soya contains what they call isoflavonoids. They are genisteins and polysaccharides. And what they do, now listen to this very carefully, aside from stimulating the defense system of our body, our immune system, which is just one of the defense systems, they can actually directly kill cancer cells. Can you imagine that? Yung soy, aside from directing the immune system natin, napapatay niya pala yung cancer cells na yun, this genistein and polysaccharides. Because there was a study done in Shanghai, over 5,000 of them, cancer survivors. These are cancer survivors. And they found out that those control group, and there's a control group, and there's a group that were given soy to drink for over a month, 45 days. They found out for the women, and these are cancer survivors, for the women, there was a 32% reduction in the recurrence. Meaning, napahinto, in case man magre-recur yung cancer, napahinto yun. Only reason why? You're drinking soya drinks. And you may ask, ano naman yung dose niyan? Baka naman sobra-sobrang soya yan. Hindi naman. The dose is just 1 cup of soya, 1 cup lang a day. Wow! Ganun pala ka-powerful yung soya. Okay, so if I were you, soya drink. Tofu, pwede rin yun. Okay, the second one would be kamatis, tomato. That's one of my favorites. Now, we're talking here of eating to beat disease. Okay, so we're targeting prevention actually. Instead of targeting cure, that's the expertise of our conventional medicine doctors. Kasi, you know what, recently, backtrack lang ako sandali ha. Recently, and this is a good friend of mine, she's basically an oncologist, and she was being interviewed on media. And you know what, one of the things that she said was, the best way for overcoming all of these cancer deaths is early detection. Yun ang ano niya. And basically, for a lot of people, kailangan sasabihin mo, kailangan kasi na-detect yan early. Kasi pagka na-detect yan, stage 3, stage 4 na, wala na. sana yung stage 1 pa lang na-detect na. Okay? So we understand that. Now, you know what? I disagree. I'm sorry, my friends. But you know why I disagree? Because the best way of conquering cancer is prevention. That is the best way. Why have cancer in the first place? Pag nandyan na yung cancer, nakapasok na eh. So, let us look at the body's defense systems this way. Coach Amy, okay lang ba yung time natin? Hindi ko nakikita yung time, ha? We are 37 minutes on the show. Okay. So, let's look at it this way. And listen carefully, friends. Janice, Abizado, Tasha, like the live. Okay, test now. Okay. Welcome. It's just like a castle. Castle, of course, nasa Europe yung mga castle na yan eh. Yung mga, alam niyo ba, very high walls, nandun sa taas, yung mga defenders. And before you can even go there, there's a moat surrounding the castle. So, puro tubig yan. And then, to enter there, you have to pass by a drawbridge. Dadaan ka doon. Pagka nakataas yung drawbridge na ganyan, ay hindi ka makakadaan. You'll have to swim there. Eh, bago ka palang makadating doon sa walls ng castle, eh tatamaan ka na ng bato o arrow, ganyan. So that's similar to our body. Nakaganon yun eh. It's like a castle na merong defense talaga. Now, what we're saying is, the best way of conquering all of this illness is not to prevent anybody from going inside. Prevention. Hindi ba? So, nakataas yung drawbridge, nandyan yung moat niya, nandun lahat yung mga soldiers, nandyan sa taas, hindi makakapasok yung kalaban talaga. Now, pag sinabi natin early detection, na-detect, ang ibig sabihin niyan, meron nang nakapasok doon sa castle. Right? Saka mo lang madidetect kasi nandun na eh. Nasa loob na. So what can you do pag nandun na sa loob? Yung illness. Eh, problema na kagad dyan. Right? There's no longer any guarantee that you will recover and get well. And so, that's why I disagree with early detection. The best way is actually prevention. Our conventional healthcare system is basically disease management. What we're doing is managing diseases. Now, I think and I agree with a lot of doctors who are in naturopathy, in integrative and functional medicine, that the best way actually is health management. Health management, meaning we talk about eating healthy, we talk about sleep, we talk about exercise, we talk about meditation, we talk about social connectedness, we talk about being hydrated. I'm sorry, I have cats here. Baka mamaya pumasok sila. They're trying to get in. And let me just close the door a little. Okay. The cats are trying to get in. Ibig sabihin nun, kailangan i-prevent ko, di ba? And to prevent, because once they're here inside the studio, problema ko na yun. That's just like a disease. Hindi pwedeng illness management. Mahirap actually yun. And so, I would suggest that kailangan yung conventional medicine natin, merong portion doon actually for health management. Okay? So, emphasize ang prevention. Now, tomato. Okay, let's go back to tomato. Nawala yata ako eh. Did you know that tomato contains bioactives? They're called lycopene and rutin. Ayan. Oh, matinding ko nito. What they do is they inhibit the growth, especially yung sobra, of blood vessels. They inhibit it, especially very near the skin. Now, when you eat a live tomato, meaning hindi naman cooked yet, fresh tomato, it contains already lycopene, rutin. Meron yun. they're already active. But you know what? Yung lycopene pala, mas matindi yan if you cook it. If it is cooked. Why? Because once it is cooked, it releases bioactive called CIS lycopene. And this one is more bioavailable sa ating katawan. Okay, so you can eat tomato two ways. One's fresh, the other one is processed or it is cooked. So much so that in a Harvard study being done, that was done some years ago, they found out that eating tomato regularly, it decreases the risk of prostate cancer by more than 40%. Yeah. And of course, we're talking about men, prostate cancer. Hindi actually yan eh. You know what? One of the favorite food that we eat here at home is actually kamatis, tomato. So whenever we eat, merong tomato actually dyan eh. And meron din naman tayo yung process ng tomato is, ano naman tawag, no? Limutan ko bigla. Okay, ketchup pala, sorry. Ketchup. So may ketchup kayo, process na cook na actually. Okay. Another one is broccoli. Doon pala, broccoli. Right. Now, broccoli contains bioactives called sulforaphane. And these sulforaphane, they decrease the risk of cancer by 30 to even as high as 50%. Wow! Good news yan. Di ba? Prevention yung iniisip natin eh. So, let's eat broccoli. Of course, masabuti yan pagka yun ay organic. Di ba? Yung masyadong spray. But did you know how to eat broccoli the right way? Would you know? Dennis, Teresa, Natasha, anyone else? Anyone? Now, let me share with you how to eat broccoli the correct way so you can get the bioactives nandun na sulforaphane. Usually, di ba, kinakat natin yan. Cut natin. And then, nagsisimmer na yung tubig doon. Once it's cut, na ano natin na ganyan, then we put it directly doon. Nagbo-boil na yan. Ganyan. And then, you either cook it for very short time or sometimes, yung iba, very long. Mas mabuti yung hindi masyadong cooked. But you know what? To get the sulforaphanes doon, ganito palang gagawin natin. So once we cut it, yung broccoli, of course, you know what broccoli looks like. Okay? Tingnan nyo na lang sa kung pagka wala kayo. Or you come to Baguio, we have plenty of broccoli here in Baguio. Pag-cut mo na ganyan, what you need to do is to leave it there for 10 minutes. Let it sit there for 10 minutes. Why? Because during that time, the sulforaphane is expressed, lalabas doon. Kasi pagka you cook it right away, mapahinto eh. Mapahinto. Ganun daw pala yun eh. Okay, so great tip. Cut the broccoli, let it sit there for how many minutes? Type it there on the chat box. 10 minutes. Yun ang sabi. So, lalabas yung sulforaphane. And then later, you cook it. Mas mabuti actually na ito steamed. And not too long because heat actually destroys a lot of the vitamins and minerals, even the sulforaphane. So, steam natin yan. Okay. And so, naalala ko lang, I always ask this question, what is the best way to eat vegetables? Anyone? The best way to eat vegetables actually is raw. Hindi pa niluto. Raw. Kasi nandun lahat yung yung ingredients, nandun lahat yung bioactives, nandun lahat eh. Of course, many of us were used to cooking it. Okay naman actually yan eh. But don't cook it too long. Recently, I was in Bangkok, Thailand. Over a month ago. I was there for 1 week. I attended a seminar there. Actually, I delivered a wellness talk in one of the universities. And I also attended a boxing bout Hilig tayo sa boxing kasi. You know what? One of the things that actually struck me there while I was in Bangkok was mahilig sila kung ano man yung kinakain. Meron silang fresh vegetables kagad dyan. So pagka may soup dyan, nang anghang yung soup. Meron silang may kale dyan, may spinach, merong basil na kinakain. So yun din ang ginagawa ko. Sabi ko, wow, maganda pala ito. And you know what? Yung observation ko, there are not too many fat people in Bangkok. I'm talking about Bangkok. I'm not talking about other parts of Thailand. Pero wala akong masyadong nakitang na taba actually. And I think one of the reasons is of their diet. Yung kanilang kinakain. Marami silang kinakain na fresh. So, great tip para sa atin, right? Okay, fresh yung kinakainan. Another one is kale. Nandiyan ba? Yeah. Kale. Now, kale is, they usually say it's a super food, super vegetable yan eh. Pero, it deserves it actually. Did you know that it has 6 bioactives yung kale? They are all anti-angiogenic. And so, get kale from the market. Mas mabuti kung organic yung kale. Kainin natin. Pwedeng fresh yan. You can cook it, but not too much. Kale. Okay, now, let's go to the fruits. Now, one of them is apples. Of course, we have to make sure that since important kasi mga apples natin dito, live na gagaling dito, may coating yan na preservative. So we have to make sure na matatanggal natin yun. Use salt, use baking soda para matanggal. Or there are certain things that you can buy in the market that removes all of this before you can eat. Pag hindi naman, kailangan tanggalin mo yung balat. Kanya lang, yung balat kasi it contains a lot of the bioactives, yung apple. Saan ba yung apple ko? I was just eating apple while ago. Now, you know, one of the highest, kumbaga 5-star na fruit, believe it or not, is actually blueberries. Have you ever seen a blueberry? Let me see. I think I have here. I made sure I had to get. I don't know if you can see this here. Ayan. Okay. Now this is fresh blueberry. You can get it here in Baguio. So ito, it just grows wild. Wild dito, hindi naman to cultivated actually. Dito kinuha nila dun sa Pambansang in the mountains. And we also have the, what do you call this? The dried blueberries. The dried blueberries. We also have here in the city of Baguio, dried blueberries. Of course, pag hindi natin kaya ito kasi masyado tayong kakainin para to get most of the benefits, we can get, you know what, I know a company that has one of the best, in fact, the best blueberries concentrated. Pangalan niya Sunrise. Ayun. Comes from wild Alaskan blueberries. And blueberries contain anthocyanins and they contain ellagic acid. Kaya matindi actually. Now, let me tell you a short story. Let me see, Coach Amy, okay ba yung time ko? Or how many minutes do I have? Konti na lang. You have to tell me because I might be going over. And yung wild Alaskan blueberries or wild blueberries, they contain a lot of ellagic acid, anthocyanins. So much so that they're quite powerful in making sure. Did you know that they can stop the growth of blood vessels? And dual purpose ang blueberries. Not only stop, but they can actually tell the body to grow new blood vessels. Kaya double purpose sila. Angiogenic at saka anti-angiogenic. Ba? At hindi pala itong blueberries. right? And you can get it from sunrise. Okay, now, seafoods, kailangan din ang seafoods. You know why? We need omega-3s. And omega-3s have the capacity actually to cut off blood vessels. You can get it from salmon, you can get it from fish, you can even get it from sardines. Yeah, you can get it from sardines. So it's quite good. Tuna, Manila clam, pwede yun. Now, how about nuts? Nuts, definitely. So what's your favorite nut? Para sa akin, kasoy. Gusto ko yung kasoy. And walnut, macadamia, and almonds. Did you know that by research, because of the content of polyunsaturated fatty acids in walnut, in kasoy, they contain very effective omega-3s. And omega-3s have the ability actually to cut off blood vessels. And so, even if one had already diabetes or cancer, you can actually tell them to eat, aside from what they're doing, chemotherapy, you can tell them to eat a lot of walnuts. Ayun, a lot of blueberries, and a lot of these anti-angiogenic foods. So, i-combine lang natin yung conventional at saka this unconventional food as medicine. Is that something new? No, actually, the father of modern medicine, ano pala ng father of modern medicine natin? He said many years ago, let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food. Right? Tama-tama. So there's an equation, food equals medicine. So what you can eat, you can prevent a lot of diseases. Okay, so in closing, ito naman yung angiogenic food. Kasi yung kanina, anti-angiogenic. Ito naman, there are some diseases that can develop because kulang yung blood vessels. And one of them, many of them, are the seeds. Flaxseed, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, chia, yung mga ganyan, they contain lignans. And they stimulate the growth of new blood vessels. And that can be, lalo-lalo na pagka-elevated high blood pressure ka lagi. Or kulang yung brain food mo. Kulang ng omega-3s. Now, our brain likes omega-3s. He likes omega-3. Yun ang paborito niya actually, yung brain natin omega-3s. So, polyunsaturated fatty acids. Others include ginseng, rosemary, and peppermint. They contain orsolic acid like blueberries and cranberries. Yung blueberries pala contains orsolic acid. So does ginseng. So does rosemary. Do you have rosemary at home? Well, we have here at home. We grow this rosemary. And pagka nagluluto yung aking anak, ilalagay nyo doon yung rosemary and peppermint. Others, to encourage the growth of cancer cells, it is onions, chili peppers, and cranberries. They contain a bioactive called quercetin. Now, when I was in Bangkok, one of the things I noticed there was maanghang lahat ng pagkain na ang-anghang. Sili, ang dami sili actually doon eh. And I just found out na sili contains quercetin. Okay, so what does it do? Well, one of the things that it does is actually it lowers inflammation. And so it can help actually in problems natin ng weight control and obesity. And it can help in growing new blood vessels. So may angiogenic properties siya. Okay. And Facebook users, like to greet Pico Choa, Nancy Dominguez, good evening, good morning, Daniel Sikat, James Paet, Ben Torreja. Well, thank you for tuning in. Have we, yes, sabi ng Facebook user natin, right, prevention is better than cure. Yeah, you're quite right, basically, di ba? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, sabi nga nila. Kasi pag ikaw nagkasakit na, aba, pag pinakita dun sa nagbabayad ka na, di ba? Nagbabayad na. Or yung member ng family magbabayad na. Pag nakita niya yung bill, maha-heart attack ka agad. Kasi mahal, billion na yan eh. And so, prevention basically, from what I hope you have been taking some notes. But anyway, this one is recorded. You can go over it again. Now, I'm just very thankful that I've had done research on this, and I make sure that I do it. I walk my talk, and at this 7th decade of your good friend here, I have no medical issues. Thank God, I have no medical issues. I take care of the food that I eat. I exercise every day. I make sure I'm hydrated. I sleep well, and I like to maintain good relations with a lot of people. That keeps me a lot healthy. Coach Amy, any questions? Any reactions from our listeners, both on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook? To all of those who are tuning in right now, did you find this quite interesting? Yeah. The next time, next Friday, or was it Thursday, I'm going to be talking about the second defense system of our body. Okay, please join me again together with Coach Amy Bond and Coach Top Toreja and Coach Zaineb Magbanwa. In closing, let me just share with you a coming soon activity. Ayan, kasama ang ALB community dito. Come to the first Salon at Healthy Food Fest 2023 happening November 24 to 26 here at Malcolm Square here in the city of Baguio. And here, we'll be sharing with you tips on how to prevent all diseases. Almost all, sabihin natin, chronic diseases, communicable diseases, how and you can regain and rejuvenate your health. What to eat also when you want to lessen your stress and your anxiety and your depression and have better mental health. Also, what to eat. You know what? There are foods that you can eat where it will be part of your weight control. Did you know that? Instead of sabihin nila, hindi, huwag kang kumain nito, ito naman, isi-share natin kung ano ang kakainin mo para mag-lose ka ng weight. Ba? Ibang klase yan ah. You will find that out November 24 to 26. Maintaining our physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being. And how, by eating plant-based food, we can have a better environment. Okay, so cut down on meat products, eat more healthy plant-based food, and you and I can be a lot healthier, we can be a lot happier, and we can live a longer, more resilient, mentally resilient life. And so, from my good friend here, Pambansang Wellness Guru, Danny Quinto, I'm saying thank you. Salon at kadatayo amin. Okay, Coach Amy, let me turn back the time to you. Coach Ames, are you there? Coach Amy. Okay, I'm through. I'm okay. Okay. Say hi to Rose Torres, Kinani, Tasha, like the live. Yes. I'll make sure that you can get the recording this so you can replay it, share it with your friends. And the next time we come live, I think that's going to be Thursday this coming week. Then please join again and ask your friends to join in. Coach Amy, are you there? Amy Bond? Mom, Amy Bond? Are we okay? watching here. Somebody's watching from Alicia Isabella. First time to watch from Alicia Isabella. Any comments while we're waiting for Coach Ivy Bond? Any questions that I might be able to answer? Basta alam ko, I can share the answer. But you know what, good friends here, I'm quite excited. That is my advocacy. My advocacy is to help people to live healthier lives. Healthier, longer, and happier lives. Here in the city of Baguio, we've started a movement called the Sabunat Blue Zones Wellness and Longevity Movement. Ang purpose nito doon is so that the healthy habits of Blue Zone centenarians can be incorporated into our lives. Have you ever heard of the Blue Zones? I'm sure some of you have heard of it. And they are areas in the world that have the longest lived centenarians. Coach Amy, are we off already? Are you there? Pause na ako. Bago nga po ba ang broccoli kung may GERD ang isang tao? Excuse me, can you define what's GERD again? I might not be quite familiar with that. Kasi yung tanong ni Facebook user, bawal ba ang broccoli kung may GERD ang isang tao? Ano na yung GERD? I think Doc Testureja is probably more familiar with that. Okay? So, I hope you forgive me for not answering that. I'm not familiar with your GERD. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. Now, what I'll do, I'll research on that. You get my number and please send me that question again and I'll get right back to you. I wouldn't want to give an off-the-cuff answer. Kasi very direct yung answer mo. Broccoli. Does it negatively impact yung GERD, the one with gastroesophageal reflux disease? Okay. Any other comments, please? Thank you, Facebook user. Maybe you can share with me your name so that I can go look into your Facebook page or Messenger so I can get right back to you. Okay. Any other queries that I might be able to answer? Nicolas Maiso joined. Nicolas Gabriela Velez joined. Say hi. Hi. Yeah. Did you find the short seminar, the 1 hour seminar or lecture online? Did you find it good? Did you learn anything from it? Now, one of the things that we need to do is once we learn it, we have to put some action and make it a habit. Testingin natin agad, di ba? I-try natin, i-test natin, and after some time, pag nakita mo na, okay ito yung kakain tayo ng broccoli, let it sit there first before eating it. Di ba ganon? And tomatoes, cook it, mas maraming lycopene. Kailan uli ang live nyo, sir? Interested po at may mga katanungan sana ako. So next live nyo na po. God bless. Yes, the next live will be this coming Thursday. Now, what was the day? This coming Thursday. This coming week. Thursday at the same time, 8 p.m. And I'll be talking about the next defense system of the body. There are 5. We are only familiar actually with the immune system. Yun familiar tayo. Pag sinabi yung depensa, immune system kaagad. Yung pala meron pang 4. The one I discussed a while ago was angiogenesis. and it can defend us by growing new blood vessels or preventing too much blood vessels. Okay, depends sa natin yun. Tama? That's right, yes. Thank you, Facebook user, for asking that question. This coming Thursday, we'll go live again on Facebook, YouTube, and on TikTok. These are my pages sa FB, Pambansang Fitness Guru. YouTube is Kigay Wellness Network, and TikTok, Danilo Quinto. That's me, your friend. Any other comments? Coach Amy, are we okay? Nandiyan ba si Coach Amy? So while I'm still here. Yes po, yes. Oh, yes, yes. Salon at Wellness Festival, Pambansang Fitness Guru on FB, and Ikigay Wellness Network. On TikTok, I'm here also on TikTok. Yeah. Can you get your CP number, sir, for inquiries? Okay, let me post it here. Yan ang isa. Another one is yan. First one is Smart. Next one is Globe. Okay. Please, yes. Please, you can call me or send a message on 0998-998-5867. Okay, thank you for asking that. Of course, you can message me, of course, on Messenger sa aking Facebook page, Pambansang Fitness Guru. For those who might not be too familiar, my exercise routine is actually boxing. You know, favorite sport ko, boxing. Although I'm just 106 pounds, malit ako 5'2", and I'm very slim. 106 up to 108. But I usually do a lot of boxing. I do jump rope, and I'm quite very active. But for fitness, maybe we can have another time when I can talk about exercise. Okay. Any other queries? Coach Amy, are you still there? Nagsasalita pa rin ako dito. Yan, nandiyan pala. I forgot to send it. Sorry. 0998-998-5867 or 0906-001-5777. Yes. Okay, you can reach me there. And please come if you are here in the neighborhood of Baguio or Cordilleras on November 24 to 26. We are have the first Salon at Healthy Food Festival. This will be a first here in our city because food festivals, they feature a lot of food. Maraming food dyan na puno ng sugar, puno ng salt, at saka a lot of meat. Now, in this festival, there is no meat. They will not be displaying any meat. Wala akong kanito, cooked food. No meat, no soft drinks, no coffee, no food that's too sweet or too salty. Okay, pag sinabi yan, parang vegetarian yan. Ano? Yeah. And we'll have 5 booths there that are vegan. Mga vegans are coming from Manila. Fest Philippines. But I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you are here in Baguio, this is the first time that we'll have a food festival that's just veggie. Puro veggies lang dyan. Of course, may fruits. Okay, I've just sent my cell phone number. Okay, any other questions? Coach Amy, You have to tell me if I'm going to leave here already. Coach Amy, are you there? Or Coach Zaineb, please call Coach Amy. Yeah. You know what? One of my favorite foods, actually, let me show you. And let me see if anybody can guess what this is. What kind of fruit is this? Lapit ko lang. Sa TikTok. Ito. Kita niyo ba? What is this fruit? Please type on the comment section. Ano ba itong fruit na ito? Kanina, pinakita ko na yung blueberries, di ba? Yung fresh blueberries and then dried blueberries. And then the best one is found in Kayani's Sunrise. So what is this? Any post on the comments? What is this fruit? If you are here on November 24 to 26, I'll give you this fruit if you identify it correctly. Okay, anti-angiogenic din ito. Nakalimutan ko sabihin kanina, anti-angiogenic. Yung fruit na ito. It's a little bit more expensive, but getting sick is very expensive. Prevention is the key. Promoganad. Okay. I think si Facebook user, sabi niya, this is pomegranate. Pomegranate. I think that's what you mean, Facebook user. So if you are here on November 24 to 26, I'll give you this. Pomegranate. Yan, ako, sarap nito. Ang tawag sa atin dito sa Pilipinas ay, ano ba yan? Yung sumasabog. Granada. Granada. What's the other name nga pala ito? Granada. But this is called pomegranate. Ayun. Basa ang tusayan ninyo. Okay. Any other queries? Yes, thanks. Sabi ni Ma'am Leia Fernandez. Ma'am Leia Fernandez pala yan eh. Good friend of mine. Nalaman niya pomegranate. O, Ma'am Leia, sa'yo ito ha. Ibigay ko sa'yo. Magkita tayo. Tiga Baguio naman si Ma'am Leia. Closing message na po kayo, Tito Dan. Okay. Closing message. Good wellness friends. Our health, sabi ni Mahatma Gandhi, one of the wellness warriors natin ng India. Sabi niya famously many years ago, I think this is his quote, is, it is only health that is the real wealth. Tama yun, di ba? Health, wealth. Isang equation yan. Right? Now, in other words, we're saying that you can never really be wealthy if you are not healthy. Even if you have millions and millions of money, if you are sick, my friends, and I hope nobody's going to be like that, we are lacking wealth. So if you're healthy, you are very wealthy. And I'm thankful that I can share that message with all of you. Eat proper plant-based food and we can be healthy for a very long time. Maraming salamat. In Ilocano, we say, salon at kadatayo amin. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Thank you.
that. Also.